I'm still on the MSC Grandiosa. Today we are in Genova, Italy, and I took a bicycle tour from down here to all the way up there. Here's a little look at what it was like. I had to get up at what felt like really early in the morning and meet the group down in the promenade. When I got there, I got my yellow identification vest and my helmet, and when the group was full, they explained to us again that we needed to stay in the group and we're not allowed to basically go do anything, talk to anyone, or touch anything without permission. When everybody was cool with that, then we exited the ship, and that was the only time that I actually left the ship during the entire cruise until it was over for me. In the harbor, they had the bikes waiting for us already. They explained to us how to adjust the height of the seat, how to change the different gears and speed on the computer. They let us do a little test drive around the port, and then we left for the excursion. One of the first stops on the journey was the San Lorenzo Cathedral. The original building dates back to the 1100s. It has a really intricate, beautiful facade, and actually, back in the war, a bomb landed directly in the cathedral, but it didn't detonate, and now it's on display there. From there, we moved on to the nearby Ferrari Plaza to look at the fountains and take a group picture before we started our first big long trek over to the coast. So just to be clear, when we are walking around, we are required to wear a mask, and she was very clear about that. They're very strict about it in Italy, that even the police will stop you and you'll get in trouble for it. And she said when we're riding the bike, then we can take the mask off. But to tell you the truth, I'm wearing it anyways because of a few reasons. One, it's cold and windy today and it keeps me warm. And second, we're going through city streets, and sometimes, you're going kind of through narrow passageways, and there's really no way to control people walking right next to you, and I just feel a little bit better with it on. And honestly, I'm really having no problem breathing. It's not giving me any sort of difficulty, and because we're on an e-bike, it's not even really difficult anyways. I'm mostly just coasting. And check this out, this restaurant, Capo S. Chiara, they have one little balcony right there. Can you imagine eating there? That would be kind of cool, but also kind of scary. Don't drop your fork. Look at this mountain of seaweed that's built up here.
Misty blue sky, take me on your treasure dive. I've got nothing to lose after years with the blues. Oh, you know about them highs and lows. An angel is what I need to bring me up to full speed. Shades of blue holds feather wings and arms made out of golden strings. I'll give anything to say hello.
Helmet hair. Even with the e-bike, it was still kind of a workout to get up here. I've got my Apple Watch on and my heart was up to 145, 150, which for me is high. But still, it's a really cool experience. It's really cool to see a city this way instead of just sitting in one of those coach tours. I mean, I'm not saying that that's also not a good way to do it. Hop on, hop off bus tours are something that I love to do, and a really great way to see a lot of a city in a short amount of time, especially if you're on a cruise. But I just think this is really cool, and definitely on any cruises I do in the future, it's going to be something I look for. Okay, we just rode a little bit higher, and now I understand.
I've got all the tools after years with the blues. Oh, you know about them highs and lows. An angel is what I need to bring me up to full speed. Shades of blue holds feather wings and arms made out of golden strings. I give anything to say hello. To indigo, to say hello.
Well, that was a really cool way to see the city, and I would definitely do something like that again. And it is now almost 3 in the afternoon, and the meetup this morning was at 9, and so I'm starving, and I'm thirsty. I mean, we did stop along the way, and then if you brought your own water or drinks or snacks, you could, you had some time to eat it. I didn't, so I had one small bottle of Gatorade that I got from one of the guides, and I wish I had at least put a banana or something in my backpack. But anyways, I'm up in the buffet now, and this is the lunch review. Not bad having lunch with this view, and because I did a lot of activity today, I'm spoiling myself with some cheese. So this is an amazing looking feta cheese salad with Kalamata olives and red peppers, or maybe these are tomatoes, I don't know, it looks fantastic. Then we got some vegetarian fried noodles and a black bean burger, which I was surprised about, but they just had them sitting there. You can't get it as an actual burger, even though they do have a burger bar. And speaking of burgers, I'm being really naughty today, and I got some fries, of course with mayonnaise and ketchup, because when in Rome, Genoa, you know what I mean. And to be even naughtier, we've got a little pistachio pie and some kind of, I think it was sticky chocolate cake. I'm looking forward to this, and I feel like I've earned it. This, I guess you'd call it a Greek salad, tastes just as fantastic as it looks, but the cheese is so rich. I don't know if it's because it's been a while since I've had this much cheese, but I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it just because it's so rich and creamy. The noodles could really use some kind of sauce, soy sauce or something. They're kind of dry, kind of flavorless. I don't think there's any garlic or onions or even ginger or anything like that in there. In contrast, the black bean burger is kind of spicy, and it's good. And I'm glad I put some ketchup on it, because that's going to help me get the noodles down. This pistachio cake is so good, very pistachio-y, and it tastes like it might even have a little bit of amaretto in it or something. Really good combination. And I'm sure this chocolate thing is going to be fantastic too. like in so many ships nowadays, in a lot of the public areas, like around the elevators and stuff like that, they have these big interactive television screens where you can see what's going on. And you can also swipe your cruise card or your bracelet to book tickets and things like that. So that's kind of cool. And I've evacuated my cabin now because Matthias is in there filming it. And it's so weird. It's weird to have, you know, he's not a stranger, definitely not a stranger, but I mean, we don't like hang out a lot. But it's just weird to think that there's somebody in my cabin now making a video of it. You know, I feel now like Marcus always feels when we do anything together, and I'm like, so go outside now so I can film. So Marcus, I feel you. But the bonus is you'll get to see his cabin too, like I said. Also, when you're staying in the yacht club, you get all sorts of goodies and surprises delivered to your cabin all the time. What are these? These are, I think, candied oranges. One thing I've noticed from wearing a mask so much is that, I mean, I already have big pores on my nose, thanks to my loving Grandma O'Brien, who was very dear to me, but I remember even as a kid thinking, what are those big round things on Grandma's nose? So I inherited those as well. And then when I wear a mask all day and then, you know, like the breathing, the warmth of my breath, it's like a steam bath, and I feel like the pores open up even more, like from here to here, because of all the warmth of my breath. It's like huge pores. And speaking of corona measures, I wanted to show you this. My temperature's been tested every day, 2, sometimes 3 times, and I got this letter. I'll let you, read it for yourself. But basically it says, we've noticed you didn't come to get your temperature checked. And it ends with, please be informed that we will consider further steps in case of additional breaches of the health and safety protocol enforced by the local government. But girl, I've had it tested 2 or 3 times every day. Every time I go to the restaurant and every time I go to the buffet, which is at least 2 and sometimes 3 times. So I don't know what their problem is, but they'll figure it out. This is why I like this sort of open level, second level on the promenade here, is because I like to look down here at like the theming and the people walking past, but I still feel kind of separated. And look, here in the specialty restaurants, they have a different water. And I ordered off the menu and got an avocado maki here. This is some sake, and I forgot which one it is. And this is a veggie roll. And I also got a tempura roll with green beans, asparagus, carrots, and cream cheese. And there's the soy sauce. She just brought it. It's gonna be a lot of food, and the ship has started to move, and I'm like nowhere near a window, so I don't know. I've never really gotten seasick, but I don't know, for some reason I'm feeling kind of strange right now. I know this sauce is basically just there for decoration and to like stick them onto the plate, but it actually tastes really good. And I always use one of the pieces to try to mop up as much as I can. It kind of tastes like a barbecue sauce, actually. When there's like decorative sauces like that, do you try to eat them too, or do you just leave it there? I like it. It tastes good. And it has become very loud here on the promenade. There's a live band on one end and a live band on the other end, and the sushi restaurant is almost directly in the middle. So it's like stereo, but it's different music. So it's not like an intimate, quiet evening. And, I'm sitting here with one of my favorite people to go out with. So it's a little disappointing. What do you think? There you go.